What's up, y'all? I'm still setting her up, but if you have questions about guns and random gear, I'm trying to break out all the red dots I have in my workshop right now. But today, I'm up way earlier than I expected, so figured if anyone wants to get their questions answered about any kind of gear that they're interested in on or have opinions on, always open to hear it. Where is that at? I had another gun lying around somewhere. So last night we were talking a lot about like red dots and more or less just kind of gun types that work for you guys. Magazine extensions, base plates, that sort of thing. I can't show guns on YouTube live streams or it'll get shit canned. But I've kind of figured out that if I disassemble the firearm and leave it in pieces, I can show off parts of guns. So we can talk a lot about like weapon mounted lights, we'll throw up for it. Got like M&P Pro Series 2.0 with an aim point acro, which I prefer my aim point above all of them. anyways, now that we are back, yeah, if you have questions, come on, you can send them in whenever you feel like. If you want to talk red dots, we got lights. I got an infinite number of magazines lying around somewhere. I got the one Bipod in the box, but I got a couple more on some guns back here. Most of my good flashlights are stuck at work, but we got like LPVOs, rifle mounted red dots. I'll show you how I broke a patrol rifle optic. The Aimpoint Pro. Where it went? I guess I don't know where it is right now. Oh, it's on the AK. But yeah, I definitely would recommend doing research before you start buying red dots and shit. So today's definitely the day to ask if you want. I'm a purveyor of useless knowledge with these things. Definitely struggling with a... Come on. There we go. We have like rifle mounted red dots. I would love to show you actual guns, but YouTube would get very, very mad very, very fast. So I can't. So for now, we're stuck as is. Alright, so I'm waiting for a question. I'll show off some of these red dots. So again, the MMP 2.0, and it's the core series. It's a 5-inch model. Got the Aimpoint Acro. You got like a nice crisp single dot. Then we just have, adjustment dials here. The battery cap is here. It's a little bit fucked up. The one thing Aimpoint fucked up is they should have made this like machined aluminum, because 3 or 4 battery replacements and this thing's marred and it gets kind of hard to open. So, you only replace it once a year, so by the end of that year, this thing's pretty on there, and you run the risk of stripping it. If you can't tell by, and I was using like not even a screwdriver. I was using like a quarter, like a wide ass spade to try and open it, and it wouldn't. Still marred it. But yeah, Acros are pretty legit. And then in terms of carry optics, I don't trust Holosun in like a duty capacity to like carry a gun every day for a job. But when it's like a plink around toy or a concealed carry option, Holosuns are actually pretty great. This is the Holosun EPS carry. It's a closed emitter, which I prefer when it comes to carrying, because I don't want a whole bunch of crap to fill into the back glass of my optic. Like if this is an open emitter optic, this shitty Crimson Trace, all what's going to happen is the back of the glass is going to fill full of dust and dirt, and then you're going to wonder, when you draw it, all you're going to see, especially if the sunlight's glaring off of it, is just a whole bunch of dirt and debris, and fuck that. Closed emitters, you have that best option. There's nothing that'll obscure it, and even if it does, it just takes a simple swipe of the thumb, or just the fact that when you shoot, the recoil is going to knock everything off the back glass anyways. And I do like the Holosuns have multiple reticles, so if we can see, it's set on the 32 MOA circle with the 2 MOA dot. And then you can press and hold the minus button, and it'll cycle through to the single dot. And it just cycles through between the two. So it's minus button, press and hold. I think it's for like 4 or 5 seconds. And then minus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Donut of death. But, and then even that Holosun 509, which I used to have on this gun prior to switching to the Acro, because these things were unobtainium for a really long fucking time. I had to buy the cheap version, and it's just this Holosun 509, and it's still a good optic. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. I just don't prefer it, and I don't think it looks as cool. Yeah. But mailbox of death versus the mailbox at home. It's got the nice reticles though, and the glass, like the window's larger, better glass. Not the better glass. Sorry, your face. I think I'm just gonna better window. Lens clarity is pretty much the same. It's just the fact that this one's got the nicer reticle. I kind of wish I had it, but I can make that sacrifice for a more reliable and better optic. Yeah. Still waiting. Any questions for you guys about guns, optics, lights, lasers, freaking... We even got, tactical knives. I'm sitting here drinking coffee and waiting. Yeah. If it's not this, you're just gonna watch me play frickin' video games. And that, granted, some people be down for that. But this is not a gaming channel. This is all about nerdy gun tuber shit. But if you're curious, this is the Microtech Ultratech Combat Tradoon. And it's just a two-tone. I prefer the straight edge. I think it's got a cleaner look, but having a serrated knife makes more sense in the long term. But yeah, I bought this thing back in 2020, and I've been carrying it pretty much every day since. Can't tell by all the absolute marring that this thing is, the finish has been through. Yeah. If I want to talk lights real quick, the best weapon light, in my opinion, is this Streamlight TLR1 HL. I think it just supersedes, the Surefires are great, don't get me wrong, those things are freaking bulletproof, they're indestructible, but you're paying top dollar for a light where this one will do just as good of a job, and in my opinion, the light color is insanely better. Next time I do a stream, I'll bring my X300 and my Staccato back, and I'll show you guys kind of the difference between Streamlight versus Surefire, because I can kind of show the difference between the fact that the Streamlight light color is more of a brighter white, where the Surefires are this green hued light, and I just don't like it. And it kind of just makes using lights, at least Surefire lights, shittier. It's daytime out now, so I can't really go outside and show you guys like I did last night. But yeah, next week I'll bring the Surefire home from work, and I'll show you the difference between the two. Yeah, and fun fact, I've never cleaned this lens, ever. It's never gotten carbon buildup because this thing sits further back on the gun. So like the M&P, when it's actually in the frame, the rail, the light sits about a little bit further back like this. So that when it shoots, all that carbon, gunk, and shit doesn't even touch the light lens. Where I just shot a class with my staccato, and the Surefire sticks out like out here, and then as you're shooting, the entire top of the lens is the entire top of the housing is covered in carbon, and then the front of the lens just turns fucking black, which sucks. So I won't lie, I prefer working a Surefire over any of the other lights. But yeah, if you guys are any more questions, comments, last night we had a lot of good questions, and I'm just kind of waiting to see what you guys have, except for fucking Lay Duo Minecraft saying some weird shit. Well, let's see. I might move the computer over, and then we can just talk all the new shit that just came out at SHOT Show, because I'm interested in how, if anyone here has an opinion on some of the new shit that just got released. I wonder if I can get away with it. I really want to install this MDT bipod on my precision bolt gun. And YouTube is super lame, and God forbid if you show something, right? So I haven't been putting a gun on the stream. I've only been putting gun parts on the stream, right? So technically, installing this on a chassis is not a violation of the guidelines, but it's this new MDT Oryx bipod. You can pick it up on Optics Planet for like $99, and for the price, this thing feels pretty freaking solid. It's got a swivel lock, and then numbered notches and all of the elevation adjustments. Nice, like they're actual quality locks, and they feel like they can actually take the abuse of a heavy gun. And then the legs, they don't rotate unless you pull down and then pull forward. So I'm really curious to start testing these ones out and see how they perform. They also kind of look kind of cool, but they definitely don't have like the cool appeal of like an Atlas or one of the Accutac bipods. But I'm curious because like the other bipod I have on my bench gun is just it's a shitty, the Magpul bipods, which it's about the same price, a little bit more expensive than this, and it doesn't have half of the features. It doesn't have a swivel lock. It's just got that giant knurled knob you tighten down and just hope that it won't, like the bipod won't flex on you. So what I might try and do is clear some space, prop just the chassis down, and then I'll probably on the stream swap over to this. I think I can just set up my bench gun bipod next to me. And then I could probably just have the front end of the gun coming over the camera where I can show off installing, like swapping bipods. Then I can be productive while fucking off. So if you have questions, you're more than welcome to send them. We'll talk about anything from guns, gears, knives, lights. If I don't have it in here, I'll show my homework and bring up references. But right now I'm setting up a bipod so that I can... holy shit, that's a lot taller than I thought. Setting up a bipod so that I can bring in my the chassis for my bench gun. And then we'll go over installing a new bipod. So, once we get this set up, it'll make it a little bit easier. But yeah, YouTube won't let me show off best 22 LR for snakes. Bro, I mean, a Ruger 1022 is like the epitome of 22s, but you can do like a even like a 22 pistol and then just throw snake shot in it. I don't know if you're familiar with what snake shot is. It's just like a plastic 22 bullet with like really tiny metal ball bearings in it. And that's how you can pretty much take out snakes. That's what I used to do in Arizona when I was out there. But if you're referring, I don't know if you're referring to 22 long rifle as a gun or 22 long rifle as an ammo type. It's that effective. A snake shot is pretty fucking effective. It kills them really quick. So like, here, let me pull up snake shot real quick. I think you can get snake shot for like 9mm too, but here, CCI makes it. Let's see if, do they actually throw a fucking picture of this thing up? Yeah, it looks like this. It's just a little tiny plastic capped tiny ball bearing, and it fucking takes them out real quick. So if you're interested, I would definitely check out Snake Shot. You can pick up a box for $12, and it's, I forgot how many come in it. And it's 20 rounds, but still, 20 rounds of Snake Shot for $12. That ain't bad. Because yeah, we used to pop. You can pop snakes, and they'll kill pretty much any lizard, but you're not going to kill a fucking squirrel with it. That's for sure. If that's what you're trying to do, yeah. All right. And then if we're curious, I'll show this off real quick. It's my long range setup. It's a Savage Action with an MDT Oryx chassis and a SIG Tango 4 6x26. And it's just a cheap Magpul bipod. But for right now, we'll see if I can get away with swapping out the bipods to this new one without getting the stream fucking shit canned by YouTube. Because if I touch a gun on stream, it's fucking goodbye. So let me grab an Allen wrench that'll fit. I was looking for something for camping my grandpa's property in the country. Pretty fire gun. Thanks. But that's what I used to do too with the Snake Shot. We used to, my uncle had like a bunch of land out in Arizona, and you just load up a little 22 with the snake shot, and you just walk around, and when you run across snakes, you just pop them with the snake shot. I will say, yes, it is a fire gun, but holy... set fire to my bank account putting all this shit on it. I think all in all, I'm in like... I think the glass alone was $1,400. Chassis was another couple hundred. It's really hard to do this without fucking it up. Here, let's see if I can rotate this. I'm not getting away with that. Maybe I can. Come on. Clamp down, clamp down, clamp down. Sorry, I'm trying to set this thing in a vise where it'll actually hold it. But it doesn't want to grab it. Fuck it. I tried. But, besides a 22, what other kind of questions do you guys have? While I try and get this thing to sit in a vise the right way, but I won't. Fuck it. That might work. Get a little bit better angle at least. So, this one's an M-lock rail. We just gotta finesse it. I swear I have the wrong sized. If we undo this knob. This is not user or factory recommended. But this thing ain't holding in the vise very well. Alright. Once I get this thing actually loosened, then I'll show you how I take this bipod off. But I can't see through a camera and all this. Oh, that's why I'm using the wrong size screw. I forgot that when I was setting this thing up, I lost one of the Allen keys for the bipod. Now I have to go through a giant drawer of fucking Allen keys that are blocked by my computer. Sick. Alright, let me prop this back in. But if you're just tuning in, we're trying to, there we go, do a swap on this Macpole bipod for this MDT Oryx bipod once I find a freaking Allen key that's worth it. But while I'm working, if you have gun questions, anything that you're curious about in the gun world, I'm happy to answer them. Just shoot questions my way and I'll do my best to answer them while I try and find the appropriate sized Allen wrench. Here we go. Ooh, finally. Fun part of M-lock is all it is just, let's see, you can tell there's these little tabs in there that just lock into the rail, and trying to screw them on and keep them tight is a pain in the balls. Oh. And we dropped one. Oh, it's bit in the... I was like, I never got the other half of the M-lock in. So it's stuck to the rail. Whew. Yay for magnetic tools. Yeah, I'll probably put this Magpul bipod on my AR-10 because my AR-10 doesn't have anything on it. But if anyone's got any kind of gun questions, you can keep asking while I'm working, while I'm still trying to set this next bipod up. Oh. No, flip back around. Camera ultra wide. Boom. Alright. We'll ditch the Magpul for now. Let's upgrade to this MDT. I think I just really like the fit and finish of this one. And it just, granted this thing's also fucking plastic, but it just feels like it fits a whole lot better. It's M-lock just like the other one was, but still, come on, get in your home. It's always the fun with M-lock. You know, there's this company that makes like this QD for M-lock, and I'm really interested in trying it because it seems like a better alternative than what the fuck I'm doing right now. There we go. And we'll set it up as high as it goes and then tighten her down. But while working around the camera, I managed to get this thing installed in like, minus all my fiddle fucking, like 5 minutes. So you too can do this at home. Get it a little bit, at least I do more than hand tight, but I'm not about to go bust out my torque wrench. Torque specs are for nerds. When it comes to just attachments like this, hand tight's more than good. So, ditch this, and then all they do is they pull. We just gotta turn on the lock. Now you have, it's rock solid compared to that Magpul bipod. Just a quick throw, flicks them down, and they lock in. In order to disengage them, you gotta pull down, then pull forward. They telescope pretty far out, too. You know, they'll come out a decent ways. Still. Oh, sorry, I need coffee. So for those of you just coming in, we just threw a swapped out a Magpul generic Magpul bipod on this chassis for the MDT Oryx bipod. You can get these on Optics Planet for like 99 bucks. If you're interested in getting, like, this thing is, it's durable, at least it feels durable. It's telescoping, and it's not just a tensioner, or it goes in by pins, kind of like this one was. Because if you wanted to undo this, you have to push a pin in, pull forward, and it's a two-handed affair. Whereas you need to quickly disengage your bipods because you're going to like a bench or you're going to a bag. It's just a pull down, pull forward. So if you're interested, You can find them on Optics Planet. The M-Lock attachment, I think, runs it up to $99 to like $102, depending on where you're buying it. But definitely recommend it if you're interested. But yeah, I'm answering any questions you guys have about guns, gear, reloading equipment, red dots, flashlights. I'm just going to keep getting work done while I'm doing these. So, good afternoon, Vato. Vato Loco. What coffee? Fucking Dunkin' Donuts. Generic ass from my coffee brewer, Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Because I'm cheap. But now that we have new bipod in on that one, Folgers, because there's nothing like waking up with Folgers in your cup. Ow. Don't drop guns. That shit hurts. That shit hurting. Alright. Well, I'll show you a mistake I made. I spent like $20 on it. This is my AR-10 rail. So I can't show you the full gun. I bought this, like, I think it's Midwest Industries that makes this. It's like a sling swivel stud. Folgers hits hard when you're cold and camping. Yeah, that's fair. You're not wrong. But it's like a Midwest Industries sling swivel stud attachment. And I had this like knockoff Harris bipod that went off a sling swivel. And I bought it just for that. That Harris bipod can't handle the weight of this AR-10 like at all. So I ended up shit canning the bipod because they're broken. And this thing's been sitting on this gun for 4 months now, just collecting dust. So we're gonna pull this off and throw this Magpul bipod on there. How's your shot gripping with that bad boy? This AR-10, it'll do, I think it'll still do like a 1 MOA at like 100 yards. The furthest I've shot it is 900, and I could still hit. What's it called? Get off. Show you it's a US Optics 1:8 scope on it. And in terms of seeing out the distance, it's kind of a pain in the balls, so I won't shoot out super far. But generally, yeah, I think I could still, this thing will group at like 1 MOA. Because it's a custom built lower. I got it as a strip lower and built it out myself, but the upper is Aero Precision. Which Aero Precision's not like god tier, but it's not bad quality, I'll tell you. It's always the shittiest part with M-Lock is lining up these fucking M-Lock rails. But if you really want good groupings there, Dean, my Savage 110 over here that I just pulled off camera, that one groups the absolute fucking best. And there's no one here. Whatever. Come on, you little bitch. What? Come on, turn. I'm gonna have that thing stripped by the next time I take it off. I wonder why all my shit breaks. You don't know. The freaking rear. This is the thing about M-Lock that I fucking hate. If you can tell, it's lined up but not lined up all at the same time. And then I can't get it through. Pain of my existence. M-Lock. But here, I'll see if I can give it a little bit of influence without moving you guys. Sorry. I really don't want to loosen you. Fucking bitch. This is why M-Lock is a poor choice, if you want my opinion. Oh, there we go, finally. It's just this gas, it's trying to like mount around this gas block. And this gas block is just in the way. It's literally, I'll show you in a second. The M-Lock screw for the front end is literally touching the gas block, which I'm sure isn't the best choice when it comes to shooting. It'll just transfer heat into the, hopefully not the polymer. Alright. Now we got a MagPul bipod on this AR-10 rail. So you can tell, literally the clearance on this thing is like fucking nothing. The little yellow is the Loctite that is on the screw, and it's like kissing the gas block. Which I'm sure is going to be a recipe for disaster when you shoot more than 30 rounds in a row. But I think the MagPul bipod is going to be a better choice than like cheap Caldwell or Harris knockoffs. Cool. But I'm here answering anyone's questions about guns, gears. I can switch gears real quick. We can talk red dots, lights. We just did bipods, but we can always double back if you have questions. Ammo, magazines, whatever you guys are feeling, we can talk about. I would love to show swapping this one-sided safety into like the double-sided safety, but I don't think that's gonna fly. YouTube will kill me. It's 1:30. Yeah, I think I'll keep going for like 10-ish more minutes. But if you got questions, now's the time to ask. Even though I'm fucking here by myself. Alright, well, for those of you just joining us, if you have any, alright, if you want to do a complete custom AR-15 build, do I need to buy the parts of the same manufacturer to ensure proper fitment? No, not on, in an AR-10, I'm going to say yes, because AR-10s, they don't have consistency in their patterns because, fuck if I know, honestly, but your AR-10s come in two patterns. There's DPMS pattern or, oh my god, who's the people that DPMS pattern, the guy who Eugene Stoner who made whatever. Sorry. To go back to your AR-15 question. No, all AR-15s are pretty much universal at this point. You can pull parts off of any AR-15 anywhere, and they'll fit into any other AR-15. They have the interchangeable parts. That's the right word. All of them are interchangeable. So no, you can pretty much do anything. You're just gonna have to worry about like making sure the only proper fitments are gonna be probably like handguard rails and shit like that, because some handguard rails mount differently. Like some are free floated, some are like captured where they mount on like a specific mounting point, and that's going to be your only issue. But in terms of like internal parts, hand grips, safeties, stocks, they're all interchangeable, and you're not going to have an issue at all. Yeah. And then you can, as long as you get one with a pick rail, you can mount any optic in the world on it. You're welcome, dude. But other than that, in terms of AR-15s, like even then, like just to double back, I have the BRN 180, which is the AR 180 upper that slits onto or mounts onto an AR-15 lower, and that thing doesn't even have any fitment issues. And they're two totally different designs, and just Brownell's kind of made it to where they're going to fit, and they do. And that's literally not even intended for the AR-15, and it fits fine and functions more than fine. Huh. If you got any more questions, we got like 12 more minutes before I probably call it. So barrel from one, gas block from another won't be an issue. No, not necessarily. No, so if you get a barrel, most of them already come with gas blocks on them. So like, I mean, you can get them without gas blocks, and there's just all it is there's just a hole drilled straight down through the barrel. And throwing a gas block on, you can just slide them on. You're gonna have to, like, for almost lack of a better word, press fit them or hammer them on. Because I put a gas block on. Ooh, is it in here? It is in here somewhere. I have an AR-15 upper here. This one's an upper. So like this is a Colt 6920 upper, and as we can tell, the gas block is not welded in, it's press fitted on, and it's a pain in the balls to get on. There's a standard just open gas block, or you can get like adjustable gas blocks. It depends on what you're wanting. So if you're going to put an adjustable gas block on, you might run into some issues, but not much. It just depends on the diameter of the ports that are drilled into the barrel. I think it's probably the best way to answer that one. But generally, they're all going to come standard, and you shouldn't run into any issues. At least adjustable gas blocks give you the leisure of setting the gas setting, so you don't over gas your gun. Because some people will do, like, I think gas blocks aren't really going to be your issue. It's going to be the length of your gas system. So you can do like mid-length gas systems or short gas systems, and a shorter gas system, because like I think even this one is, you can tell the gas tube starts here, ends here, and it's just you're running a hot gun. Where if you have like a longer or a mid-length gas system, you're going to have a lot less issues in terms of over-gassing. So, no, you won't really have any issues. You're just going to run into more like fine-tuning issues, I guess is the best way to put it. All right. Well, That's fucking hot. I haven't decided what else to talk about yet. But do you have any kind of like questions regarding the gun world, gun stuff, tactical stuff, gears, holsters, lights, red dots, and whatnot? You can ask away. I'm kind of out of talking points at this point. I'm kind of just waiting to wrap it up. But if you have any last second questions about pretty much anything, I'm more than happy to answer it. So pretty much so far all we've talked about are like we've talked about all the red dots, your options you have between like shit tier, mid tier, high tier, which one's the best carry on guns. Yesterday we were talking about magazines and just base plates in general, like extended base plates, how I don't particularly trust them, especially when it comes to like a duty thing. Thoughts of LVPO versus red dot? Ooh, that is a good question. That depends on your actual application. So like, alright, I'll ask you, what's the purpose of the rifle you're going to put it on, Jason? Less action, more range. Cool. So range, then yeah. LVPOs are actually worth it. So like here, I'll pop off because God forbid if I show a gun on YouTube, they'll flip a shit, right? But I'll show you my, I have this BRN 180. And I kind of use this one, even though it's not the most accurate gun on earth. I use this one for range. Like, I'll still shoot out to like 400 or 500 with this thing. Throw the lower down. This is a BRN 180 upper, and it's got a SIG Tango MSR 1-6 on it. And this thing works perfect. It's a 16-inch barrel. So you're going to get the ballistics you want out of a 5.56 still, as opposed to like a short barrel rifle. Putting an LVPO on a short barrel rifle is kind of fucking useless because when you're chopping off the barrel, you're losing all of the velocity and the end stage terminal ballistics you need to shoot far. Where this upper, 16 inches, you're still getting not a full powder burn like you would on a 20-inch barrel, but a 16 is optimal. So this LVPO, granted it's only 1-6, but shooting out to like 300-400 on a 1-6 is fine. I mean, in the military, I used to shoot out to 500 on fucking iron sights. So this is actually a pretty good option. And the SIG Tango ones, the MSRs, I want to say I bought this for like $200 to $300. Let me check my homework real quick. SIG Tango MSR 1-6. You can buy it on Amazon for $308. And I'm sure you can probably find it cheaper elsewhere, but Amazon has this thing for $308. And it already comes rail and everything. You literally just have to fucking slap it on the gun. Actually, no, I think I had to mount the scope in the rail, now that I think about it. But they made it pretty easy. So, honestly, I think LVPOs are good for when you do want to shoot more distance. Anything I'd say like 100 and over. But anything like less than 100, dude, a red dot's more than fine. Like I got like aim point patrol rifle optic on this one. The SBR has another aim point patrol rifle optic, and then I even have I have only aim point T2s on my work gun, my work rifle. But yeah, this is the Gen 2 BRN 180 upper, not the Gen... I would love to get a Gen 3 to compare. But for right now, we're just stuck with the Gen 2 here. Because Brownell's just released the Gen 3. My biggest issue is, like, this thing is not captured, so it just fucking pops off all the time. If you, like, take this off to disassemble, 99% of the time, this thing goes flying across the rim. But it is nice to just have, like, a all-in-one package upper receiver with a captured recoil system. So if you wanted to get, like, a lower and Gucci it out and make it a folding stock, this thing will still function. Does that answer your question there, Jason? Sweet. If you got any others, man, I'm sitting here fucking doing nothing really. I'd love to show off the guns, but YouTube will literally cancel a stream if I show you a completed gun and fuck with it on camera. Which is absolutely ridiculous, which is why I have all of my slides, not my guns. Because apparently that's okay. But God forbid if I show you the lower receiver of a gun. It blows my mind. But that's what happens. Well, yeah. I don't know why though. I've been trying to see your guys' chats on like Streamlabs and it's just not letting me. So I have to literally have a browser up so that I can watch and see what you guys are asking. But if you guys have any more questions, I think I'm going to call it. But thank you for tuning in. If you guys do want to continue talking, just ask away. We can talk red dots, lights, whatever you guys are feeling. I got a bunch of holsters over here. I got Safariland. I plan on doing like a long form video on like the top modifications you can do to like a Safariland holster to make it way more user friendly. I'll probably be, yeah, because like the QLS mod, this like OT defense nub mod are like the top two things you can do to make this like the most user friendly holster ever. And then I have like one of the Safariland holsters that has like all the shit on it, the bail, the hood, all that stuff, and I'm just gonna talk about getting rid of all of that useless garbage. Plan on doing one on M&Ps versus Glocks, because I know all you people are either Glock fanboys or SIG fanboys or Smith & Wesson, and I'm definitely a Smith & Wesson fanboy if you can't tell. So I do plan on doing a video, kind of long form, talking about pros and cons between Glocks, Smith & Wessons, and whatnot. But I'll start working on those in the next week or so. If no one's got any more questions, I think I'm gonna bang out here and fuck off and play video games before work. But thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys sticking around. I'll see you all next week.